Hello again, everyone. Edwin Learnard back once again. In this YouTube astrological segment, I'm going to be talking about transit Sun, sextile, or trine one's natal Mars. Now, this transit can be about creativity, life, action, drive, and focus. Can be in harmony with one's vitality. This could be a time where you have the energy and vitality necessary to create. At this time, if the transit sun, say, is in Libra or Taurus, it might be something of an artistic nature as far as what you may create. Um, if the transit sun is in Gemini, maybe there's a car you're trying to build or work on, as an example, because Gemini is connected with dexterity and things that you can do in your local transportation. It can also be at the time where you have the more drive and as far as the drive and having the focus right now as far as your physical efforts go and having motivation for that at this time. This is where at this point in time when you have this transit, I mean, this could be a very positive time, I would say, also for focusing. If there's any anger issues that need to be resolved, you could put your focus, more of your focus and attention on this at this point in time and have it more under control, channeling it more in a constructive manner. If your natal Mars is in Scorpio, as an example, it could be vengeful, I would call vengeful anger, or if there's anger, being jealous over somebody, or this anger where you want to utilize revenge, use revenge to get back at somebody because you're angry at somebody for something they did to you. This is a good time to channel that energy positively, I would say, whether it be hitting a punching bag or being involved in some maybe a combative sport. As an example, as some examples, it's just that's how I see how this transit could manifest at this time. And it's also a time too where you can it could be a very good time for taking action in your life. The sun is connected with life, and that can be in harmony as far as your actions go at this time. Doing actions that can have a positive impact on what you want to do as far as your life goes at this time, whether it could be applying for a job, or if it's working out vigorously at this time. It can be something where that could improve the physical body, which of course could be very beneficial for you in terms of living and your life at this time, as an example. And it's also it could be a very active time, because remember, the sun has a connection with action, and Mars does as well. You could have more drive and motivation to act at this time if something needs some point of some kind of action at this time. And going back to Mars and Scorpio as an example, it could be acting on insurance matters or taxes or something that's associated with the will, as an example, or a crisis situation even. And having that confidence to do it. The sun can, I would say, could be about our confidence as well. And when you have the transit, of the sun making a positive aspect to Mars, it could be manifest in having that confidence in taking certain actions and even doing something that might require some courage and fortitude as well. And Mars is also connected with initiative. So this could be a time where you have, if you're trying to create something or make something, whether it's building something or whatever it might be, this is the time where it could be very positive for having the initiative to do so at this time. And it's also could be a time where you could be aggressive without coming across as overly pushy, going after what you need in your life and doing so without really without offending others at this time, without coming across as overly aggressive or somebody that's that's pushy and that's just trying to just trying to be in like just in a hurry to get something done for oneself. And this is where it could come across as a little bit, it could be done in more, as far as a positive way, or a way where, again, it's not offending somebody, and where actually you might get admiration from certain people for showing aggressiveness in certain things, whether it's speaking up or whether you have to get, have to do something, right away, or go for, going out, after, a job, such as like a job interview, somewhere, and, without coming across as overly pushy, or if you're trying to make a sale, it doesn't come across as offensive, to others. And this is where, also to keep in mind, anatomically, Mars is connected with the head, the face, and the skull. And it can be a time where, when you have this transit, it can be a time to put, if there's any issues that you've had that I described that are anatomically connected with Mars, this is where you could put, your focus and attention on it, and be able to take care of those things, those issues at this time, more because you're likely to have a little diversion or distraction or interruption in doing so. And the thing about this too is, Mars is connected with our drive and motivation. And this is a time where you will likely have more drive and motivation to do things, as far as your life goes at this time, to create things. The sun can be about creative energy, can be about our vitality, but also can have a connection with creative energy. And this could be a time where you have, that more of that drive and motivation as far as your creativity goes, at this time, more so than usual. And you could also, at this time, this could be also a time where, doing things, with dominant male figures, the biological father, children if applicable, you might have more enthusiasm in doing that at this time, more so than usual. And again, Mars is also connected with courage, and fortitude. And if this is something, if you need to take action in a certain matter in your life, this could be a time where you're more apt to do so, more so, than, or you ordinarily, would have the focus, to do something that requires, certain courage, certain fortitude at this time, whether it's standing up, for somebody, or speaking out, whatever it might be. It could even just be making some kind of transformation, in your life, or getting away from a negative situation, whatever it might be. And Mars is also associated with combat and confrontation. So this is a time where, if you have to confront, say, a dominant male figure, could be an authority figure, could be the biological father as well as connected with the sun, or children. It could be a more auspicious time for doing so, and without causing, any kind of, agitation or exasperation on the part of the people that you're confronting. And might be, where you might get respect at this time for speaking your mind on whatever issue, it might be at this time. And it could be that, the son, the biological father, children, dominant male figures may admire you at this time, if you are in a situation where you have to confront somebody, where you have to stand up for what you believe in. Another thing too, Mars is connected with surgery. So in the isolated cases that if you're involved in a surgery at this transit, this is a time where, it can be more, I would say, could be more positive with the physical body as far as the surgery, going well because the sun has a connection with the physical body, and also, where it's not, affecting, your energy or your vitality, that much at this point in time, or there could be more of a focus on it. More so, this would be a good time to be able to put more of your focus of attention on this and concentrate on what needs to be done as far as surgery at this, time. If say if your natal Mars is in the zodiac sign Cancer, it could be surgery on the breast, the chest, the ribs, or something by the stomach region. So, Mars is also associated with physical injuries, so this could also be a time if you have some kind of physical injury that needs to be addressed and you've been procrastinating or hesitating on it. This is more of the opportune time to be able to take action on that and focus on it at this time. Hold on a moment. Sorry about that, I'm back. But anyway, now another way this transit may manifest, it could be a time where the biological father and children, which is the sun, may be in favor of your actions, which is Mars. Now, let's say if the natal Mars is in Virgo in the 11th house as an example, it could be taking action, which is Mars, could be defragging, compartmentalizing, which is Virgo, a computer, which is the 11th house. Now, could also be a time where you have the right amount of energy, which is the sun, for activities that require physical strength. Most of them do, but it might require more than usual at this time. Now, let's say, for example, if the natal Mars is in Capricorn, it could be running an obstacle course. It could be mountain climbing, as an example. Maybe it's doing something with construction. Um, it can also be, this could be a very auspicious time for taking action, which is the sun, that requires courage and fortitude, which of course is associated with Mars. Let's say, for example, if Mars, the natal Mars is in Aries in the 12th house, it could be really action, which is Mars with little hesitation, which is Aries. It could be rescuing maybe a person from flooding. Flooding is connected with the 12th house. And also, too, it could be a time where you could easily focus on things which is the sun, with enthusiasm. And let's say, for example, the natal Mars is in Libra. Maybe there's something with tennis or gymnastics. If you have it in the 5th house, say the 5th house is connected with sports, as an example. So anyway, people, that'll conclude this YouTube astrological segment. Until next time, Edwin Learnard saying stay well.